Tar Creek in northeastern Oklahoma was the first and largest Superfund site in the country. Pollution from the huge piles of chat near the town of Pitcher resulted in elevated levels of lead in fish, birds, plants, and children. Earlier, I spoke with StateImpact reporter Joe Wirtz about the cleanup efforts at Tar Creek, what's been accomplished, and the troubles that remain. A 5-year report on the progress has just come out. What did we learn there?
So they do these reports, like you said, every 5 years, and it's a way to bring in all the stakeholders and the various levels of government and engineers and stuff out there. We've learned that, well, there's been some things that we fixed and some ongoing challenges. Of course, this is a massive lead and zinc operation in the 20s and 30s, supplied half the lead and zinc used in World War I. So as you can imagine, this is a huge undertaking, and known as the most polluted place in Oklahoma, and maybe at the time one of the most polluted places in the country. So we've made some progress, but there's certainly some ongoing challenges.
Now the chat piles are still there. What's being done about those?
Yeah, so the chat piles are still there, and they are one of these ongoing issues. Well, they're being used. They're being used for asphalt, so they're privately owned, and they're being used. So they're slowly dwindling away, these chat piles. And so these are 15-story tall chat piles. And for anybody that's not familiar with chat, it's kind of this moon-colored rock. There's a dystopian kind of lunar landscape out there. So these are slowly being used, but there's questions about them. The chat, which contains lead and zinc and some of these other heavy metals, leaching into the water. So that's an ongoing problem too.
Now, the mine wastewater, they turned off the pumps when they closed the mines down, and that water continues to bubble up there. It's like a small lake underwater, right, and underground, and that was thought to be an unfixable problem. What about that has changed? Right.
So a small lake is a great way to put it. They undermined all of the Pitcher area, and it just filled with water when they turned those pumps off. So it bubbles up to the surface. We've got a small lake's worth 100,000 acre feet. It could bubble to the surface for centuries. So that's an ongoing problem. At the time, they said, this is unfixable. There's no economic way to fix this. It's just too big of a problem. We have to wait, essentially, for Mother Nature to take care of it. They've got a passive treatment system, though, that's been treating some of this mine water. Put it in several years ago. Bob Nairn at the University of Oklahoma has been administrating it, and it's showing real signs of success. It's like kind of recreate wetlands and use bacteria, and it's economical, and it's been really successful. It's so successful that they're going to build a second one. There's a bid out right now to build a second one, so that's kind of a high point and fixing what was thought to be maybe an unfixable problem. Some of the more dire things are in the process of being worked out, but these long-term challenges remain.
Thanks, Joe Wirtz from StateImpact. We sure appreciate your being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.